excuse me, of possession of a prohibited weapon. There was an agreement to probation. There was not an agreement to the type or duration of the probation. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor.
State answer.
Are there any additions or corrections?
Just in regards to,
Ms. Holmes.
I'm sorry. Just in regard to Mr. White's statement, he does want the court to know that he does take full responsibility. He was provided, obviously, the definition with care, custody, control, in which that's why he pled, because the gun was at his feet in the vehicle. So he does take responsibility.
Okay.
No corrections from the state, Judge, or additions.
Okay. And do either of you have a witness?
The state has one witness, Judge.
All right. You may call your first witness.
Your Honor, at this time, the state calls Detective Ryan Kidwell.
So y'all want to add the other camera in? Good morning, sir. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you, sir. You can have a seat. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Detective Kidwell. Would you please state the record?
Anthony Ryan Kidwell,
And Detective Kidwell, how are you employed, sir?
City of Fort Hunter,
How long have you been with PAPD?
25 years.
Are you familiar through your law enforcement experience with the defendant, Jalen White?
Yes, sir.
Jalen White, is it fair to say that he is known to law enforcement there in Port Arthur?
Yes.
Please briefly describe to the jury in what way.
Or to the judge. You said jury.
I'm sorry, I'm so used to jury.
That's okay.
Briefly describe for the judge how it is that Jalen White has come to be known to law enforcement there.
Okay. So, in January of 24, there was a where over 30 rounds were shot. Permanently.
Can you pull that a little closer just so they can hear you as well?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. White was involved in that. Didn't cooperate with law enforcement when they spoke to him. Previous before that.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but let's drill down on the firing of those 30 rounds. Where was this? Where did this incident take place?
So that was in front of Bechtel, which is in Jefferson City, about 39th and Twin City.
Okay.
Pretty busy parking lot. It was I don't remember the time, but it was daylight.
Okay. But nevertheless, through the law enforcement investigation, Jalen White was somehow tied to or suspected to have been involved in that particular incident.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, I stepped on you, I interrupted you. And did he cooperate with law enforcement?
No.
Okay. Please continue. How else is he known to law enforcement?
Previous before that, in July of 23, 901 Main, Bill Main apartment complex, somebody called saying numerous shots were fired. Officers get out there, spoke to a couple people they didn't want to talk. They found a vehicle that was shot 15 times. Found the owner of that vehicle, spoke to her. Reading the officer's reports, Mr. White was loosely involved in that one too. Officers tried to talk to him at that point. I seen him standing there. He refused to talk to him, so didn't have nothing to go on there. So the officers believed it was part of an incident that happened about a week prior at a different complex, same area. Where another 14 to 16 rounds, I think they reported, were shot. A male was struck at that point. Mr. White was known or claimed to be involved in that one too. Didn't want to cooperate on that one. And then just local calls for service. Got some unlawful carrying of weapons. Another shooting incident where he or his buddy were accidentally shot together. I don't remember if Mr. White was a victim on that one or if his buddy was, but nobody wanted to talk on that one either, explain what happened.
So is it fair, and give the judge some idea of the time frame we're talking about? How far back does it go as far as him being essentially on the radar of law enforcement?
So everything picks up around 2020, year 2020.
All right, 2020, up to present day?
24.
24. And what, if any, information do you have with regard to this defendant's either ties or gang affiliation or links to certain individuals there in the community?
So as association, we don't have a gang unit, so the intelligence is kind of thin, but the people he's associated with, some notable figures, they're all involved in violence. A lot of shootings where it's almost indiscriminate. It seems like that group, nobody in particular, just doesn't care if anybody gets shot, what gets hurt. And there's zero cooperation with law enforcement. There's all the information that's obtained is either from witnesses who don't know what's going on. They just say what they saw, or nobody wants to get involved directly. So inner beefs, street rivalries, or whatever it is it's almost mass chaos at times. It seems like.
And is it fair to say that this defendant has essentially been on the periphery or somehow tangentially involved in a lot of this, for lack of a better term, chaos there in Port Allen?
Yes, sir.
Pass the witness, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Any questions, Ms. Holmes?
Yes, Your Honor. I can take the kid, Rob.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you mentioned a couple of instances. Would you agree that apparently you stated that Mr. White, you believe, has been involved with several incidents, but he has not been charged with anything that you were referring to from July of 2023 or January of 2024, is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and so you obviously were not present at any of these instances that you testified to, is that correct?
No.
Okay, so the information that you received would be information you've either received from other people in the community or officers who possibly may have made reports at that time?
Yes, ma'am, including the local system.
Right, and obviously, if there was something egregious or something that Mr. White did that amounted to a crime, then you all obviously could file charges, is that correct?
Yes.
But none of that has been done?
No.
Okay. And you have no knowledge or any involvement as to the current case in which we are here today for sentencing, is that correct?
I was involved on the federal level, but it didn't, that was declined on the federal side.
Right, but this current office is with Groves PD, you're not with Groves PD?
No,
Is
ma'am,
that
I'm
correct?
TFO with ATF, so.
Okay. All right, thank you, I'll pass it.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Coleman?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection to the witness being excused?
No, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Detective.
No further witnesses from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Ms. Holmes, any witnesses?
Miss LaShawn Robertson?
Okay. Good morning, ma'am. If you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can have a seat. You can sit right up here where he was. And if you'll just kind of pull that microphone closer to you and make sure you speak loudly and clearly where we can all hear you. And if it's a yes or a no question, be sure to say yes or no and not just a head nod or an uh-huh so the court reporter can take it down.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you. Could you state your name for the record?
Carvilla Sean Robertson.
Okay, and Ms. Robertson, are you the mother of Jalen White?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you understand we're here today, it's for a sentencing hearing in regards to Jalen, in which he pled guilty to the offense of possessing a prohibited weapon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, you probably know Jalen better than anybody in this courtroom, but if you could let the court know as far as the support that
When the courtroom empties and the echoes fade, what's left isn't just silence, it's truth. The kind that sits heavy in the air, wrapping around every word that was spoken, every tear that was shed. For Jalen White, that silence isn't peace, it's reflection. Because no matter what the judge said, The real sentence is the one he carries inside, the replay of every decision that brought him here. Today, the court heard about guns, fear, and chaos, but behind every charge, behind every case number, there's always a story, a human story, a story about how someone ends up on the wrong side of the bench. The detective called him a known threat. The prosecutor said he was dangerous, but when his mother took the stand, she didn't see a threat. She saw her son, the same boy she prayed for, the same boy she still believes can change. And for a moment, that courtroom changed too. The tension broke. The law paused, because justice isn't just about punishment, it's about understanding. It's about remembering that behind every mistake, there's a person who once had dreams too. Jalen didn't say much. He didn't have to. You could see it in his eyes. Regret, exhaustion, and maybe hope, because sometimes silence speaks louder than any apology ever could. When the judge read the sentence, the courtroom was still. But that sound and that single strike of the gavel didn't just close a case, it opened a question: what comes next? Because redemption doesn't happen in court, it happens afterward. When the cameras stop rolling, when the crowd leaves, when you're alone with your choices, that's when real justice begins. Jalen's story isn't about excuses. It's about consequences. About what happens when someone finally sees the road they've been walking and decides they don't want to go that way anymore. Maybe this time the lesson will last longer than the punishment. Maybe this time he'll turn regret into reason, because the truth is, justice doesn't end with a verdict. It begins with a decision. And as the doors close behind him, one truth remains clear. You can't rewrite your past, but you can still choose what comes next. Because in the end, this wasn't just about a gun or courtroom or sentence. It was about choice. And redemption starts the moment you believe you still have one.